I want to cover a bit more of the right-wing misinformation and its effect on people when it comes to COVID. So we're not gonna delve super deep into some of these stories because there's too many. But here's a sort of story. It's a new genre that we occasionally cover in the pre-show on TDR. This individual, Daryl Barker, was passionately against the COVID-19 vaccine. He said, I was strongly against getting the vaccine just because we're a strong conservative family. So look, vaccine hesitancy or suspicion or opposition comes in many different forms. I don't know what percentage this sort of one is, but he at least believed that if you are a conservative, you should not get a vaccine. It is a thing that is bundled up with your ideology. Like, we know that it's bundled up with the ideology, but I didn't even suspect that people were consciously making that decision. Like, well, I want to check the box on being a strong conservative. And you can see he's in the hospital. 10 people in the family got sick. So hopefully you've had a chance to learn, but that's what you get after months and months of being lied to. And in some cases, the lies are like incredibly obviously untrue. So this is a story we chose not to do a couple days ago, but you can find out the details on Media Matters. Tucker Carlson downplays spike in coronavirus cases. So here specifically, he's talking about in LA County. So he said LA County's ridiculous because they want people to wear masks again, when if you look at the change in COVID, you can't even tell the difference. That's what he told his audience, many of which don't live in LA, don't know, and aren't gonna search the data. We had over 3,000 cases just in one city yesterday. Like 6 weeks ago, what did we have? 170, maybe 200? It's like 15 times what it was. This week though, he said, you can't even tell the difference. It's indistinguishable. It is just a lie, that's all it is. And I can accept maybe them lying about the blue states, that we don't have COVID, we're pretending we have COVID. That's a weird thing to say, but it's even weirder when a right winger will listen to Tucker one night say that, and then the next day they'll go on and Jesse Waters will tell them, if you look at the map of the United States and they show the hot spots, all of the hot spots are in huge Democrat cities, which isn't true. But if it were true, it would be directly contradicting Tucker's misinformation. But somehow they've created a system where telling right wingers that there's no COVID in blue cities helps out their propaganda, while simultaneously telling them there's lots of COVID in blue cities also helps out their propaganda. So I don't like, is it the same person seeing all of it? I don't know, Brett. Nonsense, it's all nonsense.
I love Ben Mankiewicz, but what I hate about him is when he said that no interest, like every interesting person's a hypocrite. And it's not that these folks are interesting, and he's like, hypocrisy arguments don't mean anything. They make me feel better. And that's really all I can do is when you point out the hypocrisy. You have, like, Abbott is strangely the first person that I actually at least understand as being consistent in this. Abbott is signing orders to ban mandates, okay, on any level within his state. But the more nefarious one is freaking DeSantis in Florida, who is claiming credit. Oh, we've been so successful in Florida. No, you're not, because these numbers are going down. Well, you are hiding how easy it is to get access to your numbers in your state. You're doing weeklies, not dailies, because you're buying extra things. It's like, we've never had a mandate in Florida. DeSantis, there is a website that lists every county in Florida that's had a mandate, and it's every county in Florida. Like, I read them to my wife, who is from Florida, which explains a lot. And she was like, that's all the counties. Like, that's all the counties, because they all want credit for winning. And for them, the winning, that's what faced Trump. It was Trump's demise, is he could BS his way out of all of the different political issues because they're so nebulous. But in this situation with COVID, like, people were alive and now they're dead. And the virus doesn't care if you like double down on your messaging strategy. Like, it's still a deadly virus, and if your behavior is affected by a desperate messaging strategy, which makes you more vulnerable to the virus, then more people are going to die, and you can't change that.
And we're trying. Let's go to one more from this genre. This is on Raw Story if you want the details. Father of 5 dies after texting fiance, quote, "I should have gotten the damn vaccine." And in that particular case, that individual and his wife were not against the vaccine. They weren't like hardcore aggressive anti-vaxxers. They just said they want to wait a year to see about the side effects. And he died. His 5 kids, the rest of his life ahead of him. Like this is all we have. That's it. You get this one chance at all of this stuff, all of this possibility, and we protect our lives in a lot of different areas. It seems like it should take a lot of work and be really hard to get people to totally disarm, but it has been successful. It comes in a lot of different forms, but just get the damn vaccine if you can while there's still time. It is spreading, and Delta is gonna give way to Lambda, and God only knows what'll come after that. You've got a chance. You can go to Walgreens like right now in the United States. You can get it today. You can walk in. You don't even need an appointment. You should really do that, because I know what's not gonna, so I don't want this to happen to you, what we just saw. But I know it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna look back and say, man, I wish 6 months ago I hadn't gotten the vaccine. That's not a thing. Literally nobody is ever gonna experience that. You might even forget that you got it. You might be lucky enough to be able to forget about this whole thing. I got it months ago. Brett, you're vaccinated. We're all vaccinated. It's not bad.
Listen, I don't want to answer the question as to whether I'm vaccinated, John. How dare you?
Your HIPAA rights, but
my HIPAA. Anyway. Also, there's all kinds of like Walgreens. Don't just go to Walgreens because you can get the vaccine. Not only do you get the vaccine, but it's summer, so that like thematic seasonal aisle has like a bunch of squirt guns. Like you can get one of those too. Full noodles and like weird sprinklers that look like bees. You put your hose on and you run through slips and slides.
Both?
All day. Yeah, all day.
That's a great deal.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.